Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMom Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie. Happy Monday if you're watching live. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from Florida. And I want to talk about how do you get past all of the noise? Like oftentimes I'll talk to people and they just say, hey, there's so many different things and so many different voices and so many people saying, try this or do this or hey, that doesn't work. And if the only thing we're talking about is your fat loss, there are so many things coming at you that it almost makes people just kind of sit and go, there's way too much information. I don't even know what to do. So I'm going to do nothing. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like there's a lot of noise? How do we get past the noise? How do we move forward? How do we take action? What does that look like? I'll tell you, my husband and I were on a walk this morning, and we have lots of different ideas. And there's different podcast ideas that we maybe want to start, and then I think, I don't know. There's so many podcasts out there. Or there's a podcast that my daughter and I were doing. It's called Who Is She Becoming? Do we keep doing it? Do we not? Like there's so many things. I told my husband, I said, man, I sit on Instagram and my goal is to inspire people. Like my goal is to give them information, to help them work through mindset stuff, to help them understand how to eat healthy. And then I think to myself, there's so much information out there that it almost makes me not inspired to do anything. Like I sit in that space and you might watch people online and go, they have it all together. They know how to, they're so perfect. Their life is perfect, or they've got their mindset figured out. They know how to parent. They know how to do all of the things. Like you watch people, right, from behind a screen, and there's a lot of them. Like I told my husband this morning on a walk, I was like, man, all I have to do is swipe up 3 or 4 or 5 times, and I know how to fix my hair and do my makeup and lose weight, and I know how, there's so many voices, so many, that it almost makes you go, does my voice matter? I'm not saying this from my perspective, even your perspective, like, who do I listen to? What should I do? Has anybody else fallen into that space? Because I have. Like my husband and I said, we're going to start a podcast called Who Is She Becoming? I'm sorry, The Happy Couple. I have another one called Who Is She Becoming? And then I sit back and I'm like, we don't need another podcast. Who needs another podcast, right? Or who needs another fat loss plan? There's a lot of them out there. What do people actually need? And I'm curious, are you taking action in areas of your life that you actually want to be better? Do you have a vision? Do you have a goal? Do you feel like there are a lot of voices out there? Does it empower you? Disempower you? Like, where are you at? How do you feel in that area? How do we actually grow? And I was sitting at the table this morning and I was like, Lord, I want an idea. I don't want to just give information. I want to inspire. But I don't just want to I'm like, give me something different. Give me something new. How do you touch people differently than scroll, more information? How do you do that? It's interesting because I have been recently, and it's kind of been for a while, learning to share with you. Like I grab a book or I listen to a podcast, actually not to grow myself, but in my head, I'm like this. How can I share with the KetoMom page? What should I share with the KetoMom page? How can I work with my team? What can I give them to help them grow as a person? And I was sitting at the table and I was like, actually need to grow me. As I'm looking at helping you, I went like this. Oh, I think I've actually lost what I'm excited about. I feel super emotional. I don't know why.
It's really good.
So, I'm not, well, all right, hold on. That's so dumb. My husband's sitting on the other side. It's really interesting because there's so many voices. And I was like, I've kind of lost, like, what am I excited about? So, I picked up a book, and I'm actually not going to share the book with you because I'm not reading the book. I'm not reading the book for you. I'm actually reading the book for me. And I was like, all right, I want to help other people, but I need you to know something. If you're sitting there going, I want to help my teenager, I want a better marriage, or you want to help yourself, you actually need to work on you. What does that look like? And I know that I know this, right? So I was like, okay, what makes me excited? Like, oftentimes we go, I've heard this saying, like, you need to look for what people need. You need to share what people need. Like, what do people need? So I've been laser focused on, like, what do people need? And then I read something this morning. It's so funny. I opened up this book, and it wasn't even that. It was going, what makes you excited? What makes your heart happy? What gifts and talents do you know that you have to offer? Not like what are people needing, but what can you truly share with people around you? And the ones that need what you have or what you have to offer will come. Is this making sense? So I had a different mind shift this morning. I thought it was super good. And outside of that, I was reflecting on some conversations that I had this weekend with my team, with some friends around life. And one of my team members on our Zoom last night, I said, hey, how was everybody's week? What I'm doing with a lot of you, we're going through this fat loss masterclass. We're doing it in our team as well, our business team, our business, right? And what I'm doing with our team is I said, hey, let's work together. Let's hold each other accountable on things like our mindset and our business and your own personal growth, because as you become better, guess what? It overflows into other people. Sometimes we're looking at other people and trying to become what they need. Does this make sense? And so it's interesting because my friend Lisa, she's a team member, she's one of our teammates, she's a friend, she's a business partner. She said, Stephanie, my biggest takeaway from November 1st until this, 5th, she goes, I've realized that in my head, I think I'm doing all of these things. So I encourage them to print out, I've given it to you, some of you, I encourage them to print out a tracker. So we have a tracker for things to help us, right? I am a blue personality. I'm like a blue-red. If you understand, like, everybody's different. They operate different. You've got people, well, in our world, I would break them up into 4 different colors. You've got people that might be blue. And a blue personality would be somebody that's, like, excited in the life of the party, and they don't really plan things, but they just are, like, fun and bubbly, right? They're the fun people. You've got a red personality that's really laser-focused, like, I don't want to say just business, but they're the leader. They're like, I'm going here. They've got directive, like, listen, you don't want to mess with them. They're red. You've got yellow. They're feelers. Like, oh my goodness, I'm a feeler. Everything runs through my emotions. And then you've got green. They're systematic. They run on a database, right? They're like, listen, let me have all of the plans and everything written out. What are you? If you were to say, I'm blue, like, I'm a bubbly, fun person, like, I don't really have a schedule. Red is like, listen, I'm fierce, I'm focused, I'm a leader, I'm a rhino. Like, rhino in the business world, not the political world. Yellow, I'm a feeler, I feel everything. Or do you feel like you're more green? Like, I need systems. I need to know how things work. I say all of that because my friend Lisa was like, Stephanie, I think I'm doing all of the things. Let's just take this in your health space right now, like your health. I think I'm doing it right. I know I'm drinking water. I go for a walk. I know I'm trying to make better choices, right? So she said this in her business. She's like, I think about, like, I didn't have everything written down. She goes, I thought I knew what I was doing. Even in this, right? Here she goes, before you had me write things down and before you had me actually track what I was doing, I thought I was doing it all. And then I started keeping track and realized I actually wasn't. And I used to pride myself, super dumb and rude. I used to pride myself, on thinking that I didn't have to have a system or a plan, like I give it to other people. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. It's all up here. I don't have to write it down. And then I came to the point where I was like this, I don't think I'm actually doing all the things I think I'm doing. I do need a system, even if I am a blue. And I think it's important to measure and track what you want to go after, right? I say all of that because it's interesting. If your goal is to be a better you, have a better marriage, have a better relationship with your child, lose some weight, my question to you is this: how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there between all of the noise and so much information that I think it makes people just do nothing because there's too much? And my encouragement to you is this. Number one, I 100%, as I was going through this book today, for me, the number one thing would be personal growth. Do you actually value like a mindset growth, personal growth, like reading and mentorship? And do you have one or two people that you're learning from? Not 100, not all of TikTok, not all of Instagram. What does that look like? Have you found a mentor that you can throw ideas off of or learn from, or friends that you can ask like, hey, I need suggestions or something in this area? And as you figure out those one or two people and you've got accountability, are you actually writing things down to hold yourself accountable? So for example, I encourage our team, this is just one of the sheets of the PDF that we created, not only for our team, but for you. It's a habit tracker. And what it is I told everybody, I said, hey, in my team, we're doing points and we're doing rewards and fun prizes, right? But every day you check it off. Mindset. Did you do something to help you with your mindset? My question is, have you done something today to help you with your mindset? Did you read something? Did you listen to something? Not all of the things. Not 18 different people on Instagram, because there's a lot of them. I'm one of them. Did you drink, like if we're just talking about your health, like this is like, did you drink your water? Are you working on your ketones? Are you going to intermittent fast? I say all of this because I fall trapped to also thinking what Lisa thought. I think I'm doing all of it. And then I realize if I actually were to write it down, if you were to actually write down and keep track of your food, I'll tell people, it's fine. Do low carb. Take the buns off the burgers, take the croutons off the salad. Like I coach this. I coach the make better choices every single day. And I can easily say, well, drink your water. Only eat when you're hungry. Like I try to make it as simple and easy as possible for people. And guess what? I actually don't think simple and easy is always the answer. Our pastor yesterday and our very good friend Brian, they were talking about parenting this weekend, and he said two phrases that I wrote down. He said, is it going to be hard? So they're talking about parenting. Is it going to be hard to be intentional with your kids? Or is it going to be hard to fix your marriage? Is it going to be hard to lose the weight? 100%. It's not going to be easy. And sometimes simple isn't the answer. Is it going to be worth it? 100%. Is it going to be worth fixing your marriage, fixing your relationship with your kids, finding out your passions, figuring out what you are truly called to do? Is it worth it? Is it worth going through the hard? Because guess what? Is it easy losing weight? And it actually isn't. Is there a simple way to do it? I don't actually believe so. Is there a lot of information out there? Yes. Is there too much information? Probably. What do? You get a plan. You, number one, work on personal growth. You have to work on you. What does that look like? It looks like getting an idea of a book to read. Like I have a book that I'm reading for me. I will share with you and my team some little nuggets, but I'm actually going, I need to go to the next level. And how do I do that? I've got to figure out what it is, the next thing that I'm looking for, searching for, the next thing that the Lord is calling me to do. And out of me growing as a person, it will overflow into you. Out of you reading and learning, not from 18 people, from a couple people, of something that resonates with you in the area of your life you need to focus on. as you grow as a person, it will overflow into other people. But you've got to get strategic. You're going to have a plan. If you're a blue personality where you're like, I'm almost zero green. I've become more green, more systematic, and more structured because of being a mom and a homeschool mom. It does not come natural to me. It's actually very hard. It's very hard for me to like have a routine and have a schedule and put times to it. I don't like it. But if I become more routine, do you think it would help me grow? Do you think it would help me have a realization of like, oh, I thought I was doing this, but since I actually had to write it down, I actually wasn't doing it. I thought I was eating healthy, right? Maybe this is you. Stephanie, I took your advice. I wasn't tracking my food. I was thinking of like, take the buns, I eat the meat. Take the buns off the burger, or hey, I'm ordering a salad. All of that can help you, but if you really, truly want growth in your life, if you want to go to that next level, if you want to lose that weight, if you want to have the better relationship or the better finances, you're going to have to make some hard decisions. You're going to have to do some hard things. You're going to have to probably do some type of systemize or tracking, whether it's on, like, look at this. I'm going to show you something really funny. Whether it's on, this is how my dad takes notes. On a napkin, I wrote down the phrase I wanted to share with you, and then I was like, oh, I can't really read that. Whether it's on a napkin, or look at, I have notes right here that I wanted to talk to you about, or it's on a tracker, things need to get written down, right? Especially if your goal is to lose weight. You don't just fall into success. You don't just fall into, like, I don't believe there's such thing as luck. I guess if you buy a lottery ticket, maybe that would be lucky. But I would say this, if you truly want change, you need to actually get strategic and go, I can't just leave it up here. Like, I've got to write it out. So for example, if I were to say 100% if you're going to lose some weight, you've got to track what you're eating. It doesn't have to be a crazy tracker, but even writing the food down that you eat, it's going to help shift you and going, am I going to eat that or not? Because I'm going to have to write it down, right? Helping track your water. People will say, well, I think I'm drinking enough water, and I even do this. If I don't actually count yesterday I was like this, wow, I drank a lot of ketones. I think I only drank like 16 ounces of water. That's terrible. Like, because I thought I was drinking enough water, right? So I want to just encourage you in this. There is an aspect of whatever color you fall into, blue, red, yellow, or green, tracking is going to be important and hold you accountable even to yourself for losing the weight, or tracking your progress in your personal growth, or hey, check the box, I read 10 pages today, because I know that if I'm pouring and learning, right? If I just think that I'm doing it, but I actually didn't track it, it's easy not to do it. Is it hard? Yes. Is it going to be worth it? You tell me. Is it going to be worth it to do hard things, to lose the weight, or to have a better relationship, or to get out of debt, or to whatever it is for you? I think so. So, I don't know. I hope this resonated with you this morning. Just a couple thoughts that I had. And as I'm going through my own personal growth, I'm excited for it to overflow and share with you. I wish I had it's easy for me to go, hey, you're on the KetoMom page. Guess what? I have recipes for you. Go to ketomomsecrets.com. Super easy, right? Hey, there's recipes shared here every single day. I'll give you some keto tips. I'll help you. I'll give you some ideas of what to eat. I'll tell you how much water to drink. Hey, go get 10,000 steps in. I can for sure do that, but I believe that the KetoMom page is meant to be more. I just don't have like a focus of what that looks like. I don't want it to be like every other page. I don't want to be one of those people that people just scroll through and like click, move on to the next 18 people. I don't want to be like that. And if that's the case, I've almost gone to the point where I don't do lives every day. You want to know why? Because I have felt uninspired or disempowered. That's not good, right? You might look at me and go, I have people that send me messages all the time and be like, Stephanie, you're so inspirational. And I'm like, that's great. I'm boring myself. Oh, that's so great. I need to focus in order, and I need to make sure I'm staying focused and strong and my own personal growth in order to inspire you. I don't want it to be fake. So if you see me miss a day on a live, it's because I'm going like this. I don't have anything to share. Like I do, but I don't want it to be fake. Does this make sense? So my goal is to seek and to figure it out as I'm growing myself, because I know the KetoMom page is meant to go to a different level, whatever that looks like. I don't even know if we'll do podcasts. Like in my head, I'm like, I don't know if that's the answer. But I do know that there's more to come. I do know that I don't want to waste your time. That's it. I don't want to waste your time. So as I grow, I'm believing the Lord is going to give me some new ideas to help other people achieve their goal. I wish I could make people do the things that I share, but I can't, right? But I do know there's going to be some new fun, creative ways to help inspire people. It's just in my head. So I want to say thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. I truly do appreciate it. And if you do have questions, please hear me on this the last thing I'm going to say. If you do have questions about food, I will give you a foods list. If you want the tracker, if you want a really cool free habit tracker, post tracker in the comments. I will give it to you. If you're on Instagram, because Instagram is on here as well, you have to actually send me a message if you want the tracker. You can go get recipes at ketomomsecrets.com. I talk about ketones all the time. If you want ketones, I'm drinking ketones every day. If you want to know more about this, post trial in the comments. I call this my mom fuel, right? It's what actually turns my brain on. It's what gets me throughout the day. This would be my coffee or your energy drink. This is mine, but it's actually clean fuel. It feels great. So post trial in the comments. I would love to chat with you more about that. So please don't stop asking questions. I just know it's time to level up. It's time to go to the next level. And what does that look like? So anything else?